right, fellow babies. Friday night Silly Shill Show coming at you live on the EiE Network. And we've got a crew of absolute heroes ready to take down Flat Earth as we get back to our roots and go at the flurfs tonight. We've got some really great stuff from some absolute morons. We even got one from Multi Tom Tom if he happens to be in the chat as I look at it. Hey, Multi, how you doing? So we've got a great crew of people here tonight, and I know just the person to introduce you all to them. DeadKennedyInSpace, how you doing, buddy?
Hello, Space Cowboys. I am coming to you 5x5 from high Earth orbit, feeling great because my PC is fully functional again. I'll be able to start doing some streams, start putting out videos more regularly. I'm really excited. Multi Tom Tom, great to see you. He wants us to know, guys, the Earth is not a spinning basketball in the vacuum of space, and I would like him to know he's right. Nobody claimed it was a basketball. So, let's see who we've got with us today. Mr. Dawson, how are you today, sir?
Oh, okay, let me get a breath here because Multi just hit me in my funny bone. Of course it's not a basketball. That's what you throw into the net. Three-pointer from the outside. Silly guy. I'm really excited because we've got some really killer videos that have been selected for this absolute mess we call a show, and I'm really excited to get into it. So, I'm out of here.
Excellent. Let's see. Cheesemondo, how are you today, sir?
Hello there. Woke up to coffee in the past hour, so I'm ready for the show. Bring it on.
Excellent. Good to have you with us. Colon, how are you today, sir?
I'm pretty good, actually. I've had a nice coffee stout earlier. I've just started on a nice plum porter. It's deep and red, just like Flurf Blood. Let's go for Multi Tom Tom. Oh dear, dude. Do you know that Simon Dan actually thinks you're from Denmark? That's how bad your accent is.
That's funny. That's really funny. Let's see. I've lost the list. There we are. Mike Bertelson, how are you today, sir?
Doing good. Yeah, it's gonna be kind of fun seeing what Multi Tom Tom has to say tonight as we progress through the evening. Really looking forward to it. Got myself a nice little Oktoberfest to go with my evening. Actually, I have a few of them, so I'm all set.
Excellent. Awesome. And PhD Tony, how are you today, sir?
I am very well, thank you. I was up early, quite early, really, earlier than I'm accustomed to, but I think I've recovered. I've caught up on my sleep, and excited to be here. I do notice. I just want to give a special shout out to Multi Tom Tom, and I'm not sure if anybody else has noticed this, that in the past week or so, Flurfdom has become a lot more aggressive, right? They're pushing out, and I think this is a standard emotional response to the fact that their belief system is being killed, right? Because it's simply nonsensical and everybody is seeing it. And as they realise that it's that the air's leaking out of this this balloon of nonsense, they've decided that the way to respond is to attack us. Enjoy it while it lasts, Multi Tom Tom, because it won't last long.
Indeed. Tom Tom mentioned a moment ago that he wanted to be famous on his own terms. None of us are famous, and most likely none of us will ever be famous. It's fine. Be humble and accept it. Steaming Cup of Reason, how are you today, sir?
I am good. How are you, man?
I'm awesome. I'm really awesome. Can't complain at all. Good to have you with us, man.
Glad you got your PC up and running. Going to be expecting a lot of good stuff coming from your way.
I hope so. I'm trying.
Yeah. Well, with that in mind, things are going good here. We had a great Mega Mirror last night with Tony. Had a lot of good fun, and we got you, my friend, coming up tomorrow on the Pain of Progress. So that's going to be good.
Excellent.
I will warn everybody. I feel the need to warn everybody that Jessica and Clive Wells are in the chat, and they are two of the highest ranking members of the Nerd Police Department. So
Yeah.
there will be stern, severe repercussions for any transgressions on that front. Anyway,
Yeah, I just want to add my hello to Multi Tom Tom. Good to have you here, buddy. Every time you open your yap, I feel like fucking Einstein. Thank you.
It is, yeah, it is. Has that kind of effect of just reassuring yourself that you're not an idiot yourself. Just being around someone like him.
I wouldn't necessarily say that the existence of a bigger idiot proves that you aren't an idiot. I mean, you
absolutely true.
I just want to logically clarify that. Not that I'm casting any personal judgments here, but the logic there isn't particularly sound. So
it's all relative.
Yeah. And we had a late panel member join us just now here. I'll let you know beforehand in case you don't know that you are muted. But Professor Phil Bell, thank you very much for joining us. How are you today?
Oh, very well, thank you, and thanks for sending me the link. And I've got a class on at the moment, a tute, so might have to do a lot more listening than talking. But if I hear something that makes my blood rush a bit faster, I'll pipe in for sure.
Fair enough. Excellent. Good to have you with us. And last but certainly not least, keeping an eye on the chat and keeping all of us in line, we have the tag team of Aimee and Matt. How are you guys today?
We are doing great. Thank you. I'm excited about the show tonight. It's going to be a lot of fun. And Multi, it's so good to see you.
Also, Kevin, you look like Lester.
Oh,
I'm okay with that.
No. Digital demonic Davros frustrating too. I said, shout out to Shill.
It's a new show.
I can't see.
Sorry.
Luna born 8 hours ago.
Nice. Congratulations.
Get.
No, we've got this one. I'm going to take it.
Morton Nielsen for 45 days. Curtis said, hey, don't call dumb a Dane. That's very offensive to us. Face with raised eyebrow. And change your icon to gummy bear.
There it is. That's too funny.
That's awesome. Thanks, Matt. So we've got some classic style stupid today, right, Dick?
Oh, do we ever? It's the Back to the Roots situation show. Oh, fuck, I give up. But we've got some crazy stupid here. We got a guy named George Sanford, and he's got flat earth airfoiled. Our planes powered by atmospheric electricity.
Oh, no, you're kidding.
Yeah, I can't even read this shit. We've got the man of the hour himself, Multi Tom Tom. I believe in God Almighty, the creator of heaven and earth and blah, blah, blah. But you'll get the point here coming up. We've got a Sean universe, a scene universe. I think there's a play on words going on there, depending on where you were born and raised. Our whole existence has been a lie. That's just worrying. We got Alexander 3000, Flat Earth Universe, a short documentary film. And it's actually better than what JM Truth would have done. So I'll give him that. We've got another one with a person who doesn't understand that a floor doesn't have to be perfectly level depending on who built it. We got True Davis, Flat Earth. Why? And I mean, what are you going to do? But I've got a little something queued up for the first one. There's going to be no vote about it. And I'm not even telling you because the beginning set, there's no setup needed. That's it. Right?
I do have to say that JM Truth is not a very high bar, by the way.
That's what I was trying to say. Yeah, wait till you see this. Oh, it's crazy. It's one of the ones where I watched for about 15 seconds and stopped and said, no, natural reactions, put that away. And I just put it into the list. But we have to start with this one that I've already picked out, and I know that everybody's going to instantly laugh, and there's going to be an instant pause, and then we'll kick the guy off, and then we'll go on to somebody real. But this has to be done.
All right, let's do it.
Does anybody want to play my little game? Yeah. Okay, here we go.
Oh, let it rock.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you may be. CC here, Chris.
Okay, pause.
Fucking
All I'm
timing
saying,
was perfect.
all I'm gonna say is you right-click the video file and you hit rotate 90 degrees.
Yeah, but I don't want to do it for him. This is how it's on YouTube.
No, I know.
Yeah.
It's just I'm telling him like,
Oh yeah,
Why-
yeah.
why is this so hard for you people?
I heard someone had told him that he shoots in portrait too much, so now he's trying to shoot in widescreen. Except his rotation is locked. Why put that up?
Holy shit!
Now
he
at this
doesn't know
point,
what
I
the
want to
word
see
is.
his wife fall from the ceiling and give him shit.
Well, you know what? I'll say this. How often do we hear flat earthers say, I want to see someone standing sideways on your globe? There you go.
Take that one, Monkey.
Cheesemondo, what's going on, man?
You beat me to it. I was about to say he's filming on the equator, isn't he?
All right, that's it. I had to point out his technical fail. We can continue now if nobody else has anything.
well, now that's now the vote. The vote is: do we continue this video, or do we just laugh at his incompetence and go on to somebody else? Like, because I thought it was just funny because he's just that stupid, right?
Is he in the kitchen with a globe?
Yep.
He actually has a
Is
globe.
that one?
Yeah,
Oh,
he
yeah.
does.
Yeah.
Wow,
Lots of them do.
What's he going to do
and
with
it-
it?
Well, so he can take like a SpongeBob toy and a hammer and think he's making a point or something. Oh wait, that's Nathan Thompson.
Yeah.
It is a globe, though. Look at that, man.
Well, what I like about this is that we can actually tell something about CC's domestic circumstances. We can infer that his wife leaves the house for a particular period each week and takes the kids with them.
Yeah.
Because he started making indoor videos as opposed to car-based videos, and
Right.
previously he didn't have the freedom to express himself in the kitchen, but now he does. So I'm thinking his wife's taken up some sort of his wife is taking their kids to some sort of external activity. She's out of the house, and he's able to run around in his underpants making.
Well,
flat
she
earth
probably
videos.
she probably saw the globe and said, "I gotta go."
Yeah, that Tony, that activity she's at, yeah, that's called a divorce lawyer.
It could be a support group, right? I mean,
Yeah.
you-
So I married an idiot. You know.
Spouses
Hi.
of Flat Earthers Anonymous.
Yeah. Hi, my name's Laura, and my husband's an idiot.
Steamy Cup of Reason, what's going on?
I'm just waiting for CC to put out a video where he comes into the camera shot sliding on his socks doing the risky business thing. You know?
Oh, if I ever see that man in his underwear, I'll dig my own eyes out of my own sockets.
Oh,
Yeah, no
God.
kidding.
Colon, talk about something else, please.
Well, okay, that's no. I'd rather think of CC actually trying to find something better to do with his time than actually to make videos. But that'd probably be watch them on Pornhub. But the globe, the globe. Oh God, it's actually his daughter, and he turns around at some point in this video and he says, "I really don't want to destroy this. However much I really want to do it, I want to just bash it to pieces or whatever." But he can't because it's his daughter's globe that his wife's bought him, and he'll be in serious shit if he does.
Oh my God! And after that video where she was in the background, yeah, you know that would be a real shit show too.
Oh, don't you just know it? Why did you go in her bedroom? Well, I wanted to take her globe. No, most idiots. Yeah, okay, that's just creepy.
All right, should we let CC at least like say a word?
I do want to see what the subject
Okay.
is.
Oh, stick the gong on. Let everybody decide on this straight away, please, because we know it's going to be one of those shit ones.
Yeah, as soon as I put us into play mode, I will start the gong poll for sure.
Yeah, we should at least let him tell us he's in Westchester County.
All right, here we go. Facepalm warning in effect, and try not to.
Too late.
The thoughts of committing a thing that I shouldn't say for demonetization reasons. Don't do it. He's just stupid. Here we go.
Westchester County.
There he goes. See, I told you.
Get on with it.
Say something.
Notice the globe, isn't he?
This is what has been sitting in front of you.
He was about to say something.
No, I don't care. Does anybody else get the impression that CC would be most comfortable wearing a fedora, suspenders, being shot in black and white with creepy mood music over the back? He clearly believes himself to be the lead character in his own neo-noir conspiracy thriller, where he's the gutsy detective championing the truth, rather than a tiny deranged individual pottering about their kitchen like a moron, unaware as to what a ridiculous figure they cut.
In his mind, he's the only man to outwit Columbo.
But it's essentially it's the Flurf equivalent of the delusional low budget film director who writes, stars, and directs in his own film and doesn't realize that he looks like that guy who works at Wendy's.
Yeah. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I've got a challenge for all the people out there in the chat or in the side chat who want to make a video. Get hold of this video, turn it black and white, put a little mustache on him, and use subtitles, because at least we get some bloody content.
You know what? I said this last time. He took like a long, slow, dramatic drag on his vape, and I was like, this needs to be in black and white with some dramatic piano music. Yep. Mike Bertelson, what's going on?
I was just going to say that. I was going to agree with Tony. I mean, it is film noir all the way. I mean, he's like looking so serious and like, I've got the goods on all of you, and he's about ready to tell us who the murderer is.
That really is the look he has. Yeah.
Yes.
Aimee, I think we have a super chat or two to get caught up on.
Yes,
Last
we do.
fucking
Please.
super chat.
Matthew,
I'm not
language.
gonna do anymore.
Ooh, Matthew.
Ooh. I got you.
Yeah, no language like
Change your name to Lester. I'm not joking. Jessica G for $5 said. Super chat Matt for $5 human dollars says. Jessica G for $5 says. Super chat Matt for human $5 says. Multi Tom Tom is the village idiot, and this village is also named Idiot from the planet Idiot. Ding ding ding.
No,
leave me alone right now.
No. Be nice. You did good the other night. You can do it.
Thank you, Matt.
All right, kid.
Thanks, Matt.
Thank you.
And Steaming Cup of Reason, what's going on, man?
Oh, it's just I wanted to comment on Dick's comment about CC thinking he's the New World Columbo. I would have to agree. As a matter of fact, he's convinced that Columbo is the one who discovered America.
That's good.
Oh my
Arduin,
God.
you sick bastard. You voted too. I'll never forget that.
Also, Multi Tom Tom. See, I think you're an incel because, like, you're one of those people who thinks everyone is in love with you. No one's in love with you.
I am.
Okay, you proved me wrong.
Yeah, but he's fun in the chat, you know, and you know, we had the one instant where there was a little bit of a, hey, you know, that's close, don't go there. And ever since he's been fine. And you know, so I welcome his presence. I mean, You know, I didn't get rid of the teddy bear my son liked just because its eye fell out, you know. Oh. Okay, so what do you guys think?
The clowns.
Well, apparently there's some absolute sadists who want to see us suffer through this.
Do you see that vote is 50-50 right now? These people, they're dressed in leather and they got their masks on, man.
Yeah, okay, well.
They're breaking out the ball gags.
We have to continue.
We do.
All right, let's do it.
All right.
All of your lives on a classroom desk, in a classroom, on a desk. You know, it's funny because there's the USA. That's the country I live in. And actually, I'm located right here. It's a Long Island. Long.
Oh, somebody's going to shout it in a second when he screws up.
It's funny because the thing I don't understand is a lot of the pictures that we see from NASA don't really look like this. America's larger. Brazil, where are you, Brazil? Oh, there you are. Okay, Brazil.
I guess he doesn't understand the idea of a Mercator projection.
Right? Yeah. This is what you live on. And when you look at this globe, you'll see it in a lot of shows. A lot of them.
Pause. Yeah, fiction tends to reflect reality.
It
Like,
can tend to, but then again...
But you know what you'll also see in TV shows? Lights. You know why? Because they're real. Because they exist. You know what else you might see? Rocks. Because they exist. Because they're real. You know why people use a globe in TV and movies? Because it's real. It's a reflection of what's really happening.
They used a great globe in that one TV show I watched. What was it called? The moon landings.
Yeah, that famous movie that Stanley Kubrick filmed on location.
Yeah, he's a real perfectionist. I gotta love it.
I'm going to disagree with Clive Wells. Clive Wells says that CC doesn't understand that if you get closer, it looks different. I think he does understand that because he was very careful. He was going to step closer with the globe, and then he saw how the perspective changed, and he stepped back. He did this little thing where he was going to bring it up, and then he saw that actually the bit that was closest to the camera did get larger, and so he's gone, okay, well, I'll do the presentation from back out here and pretend that never happened. And then he's trying to sort of keep the distance to the camera the same. I think he does understand on at least some level that how you see the globe depends on how high above it you are. And how big you are relative to it. So in this case, I think he's just lying. Much like Multi Tom Tommy's in the chat. We still see you out there.
I had a feeling there'd be a closing remark that would be absolutely great. Sting, baby.
Tom's been very interesting today. Mike, you had your hand up, right?
Yeah. So the other thing that you would see on TV and in movies is everybody standing upright. He is not.
Isn't it funny?
He's breaking new ground filmmaking wise.
I still boggles my mind that he posted the video like that.
I think
is he just a Poe or not?
Yeah, I think there's two things that we can take from this situation. Number one, he could be a Poe, or number two, he is the first in his family to be able to walk without dragging their knuckles. But it's one or the other.
Oh yeah, idiot or Poe. That's all. That's the only possibilities here.
And I don't see scratches on his knuckles, so I'm calling Poe. Sorry, Cheese. I thought Cheese was jumping in there. Oops, I fucked that right up.
All right. Well, what's the vote looking like? Do we have to listen to more of CC?
Yeah, we got a little bit more to go. I'm sorry to say.
Son of a
The
bitch.
ratio just changed too.
Yeah, they're starting to take pity on us, but just not quite enough yet. So we'll see how it plays out here.
Hey, Multi Tom Tom, do me a favor. Type !vote 1.
Yeah, you won't regret it. Clive Wells, I will remember that. I'm making a list and I'm checking it twice. All right, let's stupid.
They are to enforce this fakeness, this bullshit, this nonsense that you live on this ball. That's all it is. A ball.
He's right.
There you go.
It is a ball.
This is what they say you live on. You see, that's funny. How could this be whirling around like this? With all this water, you know, and gravity, and this is spinning at 1,000 miles per hour? Why are all of these...
You don't measure rotation in miles per hour. Stop it.
So-
Like, can you imagine if you measured the RPM of your car in miles per hour?
Yeah,
So here's
because
the
it's
thing.
going places.
Here's the thing. There is a formula for centrifugal force, right? It's V squared divided by R. V has to be in meters per second and R has to be in meters. Okay, and then you'll be able to get the force applied by centrifugal force in meters per second squared. And it's not that hard to do that calculation and work out how much that rotation influences gravity. And it's about 0.3%. Also, we can measure gravity because there are things called gravimeters and we can measure how it varies across Earth's surface. There are also things called tides that show how the atmosphere and the solid Earth and the water in the oceans responds to the gravitational attraction of celestial objects. It's just, there's literally no foundation to any of those allegations that he just made that water, has any proved value. And it is frustrating to make videos to repeatedly explain this to demented half-wits, and to have them regurgitate the same talking points to you 10 minutes later. Because they either don't have the attention span, or they don't have the intellectual honesty, or they don't have the sheer mental capacity to understand that gravity is a thing, right? That it exists, that it attracts objects towards the center of the Earth. And if you want to get into bizarre philosophical discussions about the farther reaches of general relativity and is gravity really a force? How about you learn some fucking physics first, you dickhead? Anyway, I'm
just saying.
Okay. Just saying, exactly. Yes.
I just wanted to add that. So acceleration is v squared on r. So we mustn't forget to add the mass to the force in v squared on r.
Yeah, sorry. The v squared on r is the acceleration term. You're quite right.
Yeah. So m because just for the people who are interested, F equals ma, and if a is the v squared on r, therefore F is also equal to mv squared on r. So mass makes a difference.
Yes, it does. And you're quite right. I apologize. I should have explained that better.
No, it's okay. I just didn't want those flat earthers to cut out a clip out of this and say, see, they got it wrong.
Yeah, okay. No, you're fair enough. And when I make my videos, I try and make them cherry pick proof. But when I'm just prattling away on a talk show, I should be more careful than I am.
Yeah, these people are vicious.
Well, I will say, TomTom has finally said something correct in the chat. He said, physics is full of equations. Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, it is.
That's kind of the point.
Okay, let's go back to the MV squared on our equation. Have you ever been to the fun fair where there is one of those machines that spins, and the people end up stuck to the outside of the wall? Those machines are designed, or the machines that pick you up and spin you around while you're in a car, or while you're in some sort of cradle or car or whatever. These people, these machines are designed specifically. Sorry, Phil, were you saying something? Okay.
No, I didn't say anything. It's okay. Sorry.
Okay. These machines are designed to withstand these forces, and they do withstand these forces. So we well understand the magnitude of these forces and how they work relative to the structural integrity of the materials that we work with. Yes, physics is full of equations, and we use those equations to build stuff. The only thing you've ever built was a roughly conical mound of shit when you were.
Oh, fair enough. Mike Bertelson, I think I saw your hand up earlier, right?
Yes. Tony had mentioned gravimeters, and the interesting thing for all you flat earthers out there, the sensor, whether it's an absolute or a relative gravimeter, is sealed in a chamber, usually at a vacuum. So you take it anywhere in the world, it measures the gravitational acceleration anywhere in the world, and it's different wherever it goes. And yet the relative density between the sensor and the chamber doesn't change. So why does it measure a different value? Because relative density has nothing to fucking do with it. That's why.
You can put a gravimeter in a submarine, take it down to the ocean floor, and do it there. You can put a gravimeter in a plane, take it to altitude, and use it there. You can put a gravimeter in a borehole probe. You can drill a borehole and then put multiple gravimeters in it to detect whereabouts the density anomaly you're searching for is, and they work every time. And as they go up and down the borehole, you get different readings from them, despite the fact that they're in the same relative environment. They're also shielded from electromagnetic effects. So none of your spurious content-free counterexamples actually apply. Gravity exists. We understand it very well. Give that one up, because it's a millstone around your neck. I'm in a crotchety mood today, in case you didn't notice, Pat. It was.
I think somebody woke him up early.
Somebody woke me up early, and I'm not best. But
he didn't get to bed until about 5 o'clock.
That's right.
No.
But I know that the flirts are to blame. That's what I know.
So there.
I love it.
Cole on, you had something, right?
Oh, just to follow on from from PhD Tony and Professor Bell and Mike, multi-tom-tom, CC, and every single flurf out there. I have one sound clip that sums this up perfectly.
What happened?
If you played it, we didn't hear it.
Yeah.
Damn it, if you're going to do the mic drop moment, you got to make sure it's going to work.
It was working earlier.
That's what they all say.
No, it's Dr. Evil saying, you just don't get it, do you?
Yeah.
Multi-tom-tom said fail.
Okay, I'll take it on the chin this time, much like every flat earther.
Oh, Mike Bertelson, go ahead, man.
You never really understood the concept of there being no gravity, because if you could have magic that makes the world flat, why can't you also have gravity?
Yeah,
and it would save 90% of their arguments if they would just let that one go.
Right.
Yeah. If I were constructing a flat Earth approximation, I would certainly not be trying to drag gravity into the conversation. It's hard enough to explain all the observations that you've got to explain. I can hand wave away how gravity works on a flat disk, by just having the effectively infinite yield strength on the structure of the Earth at depth. I don't need to go any further than that, and I can just and you can just get on to explaining all of the other million things that are wrong with the flat Earth model.
As a matter of fact, too, there are several flat earthers, Bob Nodell, one of them, that thinks that gravity is the thing that keeps us grounded, and he even used the gravimeter discussion with Jeranism to explain, this meter works the way it does, and there's no way around this. You can't use any other arguments. But Jeranism was having none of it. So I'm interested. I'd be interested to know when that conversation occurred. Actually, it's on. I think I have it somewhere. I'll have to dig it out and get it to you.
You know, I'm thinking, guys, should we just kick this guy to the curb and move on?
Yeah,
what do we want to do here?
Yeah, he's not saying
Auto
anything.
gong.
Get the fuck out of here, CC.
Absolutely.
Rotate by 90 degrees next time, please.
Can I
so
just
really
ask
quickly-
the panel can I just
go ahead.
ask the panel quickly if I can just test this?
Go ahead.
Oh.
It works now.
Nada.
Nope. Didn't hear a thing.
Oh, crap.
Try 3. Send it to 3.
Okay, I'll try later.
And
send it to 3 and it'll work.
While Colon's working that out,
Live.
I do want to ask Multi-Tom one question. And this will be my only question I'm going to ask him throughout the rest of the night. And if he doesn't answer it, I'm going to keep asking him until he does answer it. Multi-Tom, it's a very simple question. If you have a triangle with sides 1, 1, and 1, what are the internal angles? To repeat, because everyone was laughing, if you have a triangle with sides 1, 1, and 1, what are the internal angles? I await your response.
Teacher, what is one?
Tau Ceti Alpha, good to see you, buddy. I
Hey,
really
Tau
love
Ceti
his
Alpha.
stuff, man. He is such an awesome creator. I had to shout him out there. Sorry, guys. Sorry.
No problem.
Oh my god. Oh,
It's a better answer than Riley gave.
It is better than let me get my triangle calculator. But I'm sorry, Multi-Tom, you are incorrect, and I can no longer take you seriously on anything now because you don't know grade school mathematics.
oh boy.
That's too funny.
Fuck me, man.
Wow.
I can't believe that worked.
All right. Well, hey,
Thinker.
Yeah,
I got
Jacob
something
tried
here.
it.
We have a video.
Nope.
We have a video from Multi-Tom, and since he is somewhat the focus of what's going on here, should we not do it?
Oh, man.
Please
how
tell
can
me
you
it's not any of the music ones. Please tell me it's not any of the music
Go
ones.
on.
Well, you know what? I'm actually about to admit something. The way I downloaded the videos, I'm not actually sure which one is which. Hold on here.
Oh crap.
Which one is it? Let's see here. It's not that one. It's Sunrise and Sunset Explained. Is that it? Let's see.
Oh
here.
god.
Sunrise and sunset.
Yeah, Multi, is your video Sunrise and Sunset Explained to,
I think it is.
or what does it say?
No,
Come on, show.
Wasn't his something about God? It was
Yeah,
it was
I
like
believe in
I know
God
the
and
end is
Creator.
near, and yeah.
Yes, okay. I found Multi's video. I found it. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. This is it. This is it for sure. Okay. So hold on a minute here.
Pi over 3. I love it.
Let me just make sure everything's all set up because, I mean, this is a monumentous occasion. We cannot have any errors. All right. I think we're good. Excellent. All right. So, should we, without further fanfare, say a big, juicy Shills hello to our... Oh, fuck, I can't do it. Our buddy Multi-Tom here and play one of his videos.
250 degrees.
Yeah. I heard Bob Nodell's name earlier, and I did want to clarify that's not his name anymore. He's now Bobby 15. So you got to get it right.
Ooh, cool.
Yeah.
15 per hour, baby.
Number 15 is alive.
Clive Wells is voting 1, and the video hasn't started.
So did Arduin.
Clive, buddy, wait till we open the poll, brother.
Really quickly, TomTom also said light is instantaneous. We've known that's not true for like 300 years.
Yeah. Good one, Ugly. Okay. So what do you guys think? Should we enrich ourselves with a little Multi-Tom?
Let us.
Let's.
I feel as if my pocket's about to get stripped.
No more hesitation.
Going in. Let's do it.
This is an educational video for those dickheads who believe on a spinning basket.
Okay.
You got one sentence though.
Just a really quick lesson, TomTom. If you're trying to teach someone that they have a much higher chance of listening if you don't call them dickheads right off the bat. Like that's not something they teach you in like, university when you're learning to become a teacher. That's something they teach you when you're a child.
Yeah. And in the
More flies with honey, my friend.
Oh, the gong is open. The gong vote is open.
And Aimee, I heard you speak up there, and I saw we had a super chat as well.
Yes, please, if we could. We've got a super chat from the plot hole for $2 who says, for the shilling. Cheers. Oh, listen, here he comes.
The plot hole for $2 for the shilling. Cheers. Do not send super chats.
Oh.
Yeah, Matthew's busy eating, so we're going to have to wait a second.
Yes.
If you don't stop sending super chats, your computer might get a runtime error.
Thank you very much.
Oh no, not again.
That was too funny. All right.
So, yeah, now that you've completely tripped on your own intro, TomTom, let's let you continue.
The vacuum of space. Now, when these idiots see a video or an image like this with regard to a sunrise in quotation marks, they assume that the Earth is turning or moving towards the sun. In other words, if you are standing on this beach...
No.
Yeah, I was going to do something.
That's not how turning works.
No, if it's turning to and going into the sun, it would be smashing. It would happen years ago. It's going around its elliptical orbit. Jeez, why can't you just listen to whatever anybody else is actually putting out on video these days? Make up your own. No, just listen, for God's sake.
At least try to understand the model you're trying to debunk. Let's start there.
Yeah, that would be a step in the right direction, is first learn how we say it works before you try and refute that.
Yeah.
Aimee, go ahead.
Yes, please. We have another super chat.
The plot over $2. Matt, I'm not supposed to send these? Well, I'm not supposed to take stuff from strangers.
Yeah. You are awesome.
John Rap. Digital Devonic Davidos for stream too. I said error 015 drip not fat. Oh wait, thanks Bob. You're a Delete that account.
Oh,
Delete.
gracious! You're a funny guy.
Oh boy.
Listen, if you do not stop sending super chats, I'm gonna give you a spanking.
Oh,
Do the emoji.
That's you know what that is. That's a
Just
paddling.
kidding.
That's a paddling.
Yeah.
That's paddling.
Oh. We got another one.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
oh, we got another one, huh?
Leave me alone.
Oh, no.
Plot hole for $2. Fair. Who's stranger than the plot hole? The butthole? Get me McDonald's if you live in Maine. Drive all the way from Connecticut to Maine to get me McDonald's.
Whoa.
right now.
Yeah, okay, hold on.
I happen to know that the pothole lives nowhere near Maine.
No.
Is quite far removed. Not quite as far removed as I am, but a significant distance.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Colon,
Yeah.
go ahead, man.
Okay, I've calmed down a little bit now, but I've just realized one thing. I went out tonight because of my wife's birthday tomorrow. I picked up 2 bottles of wine for her sister-in-law. I picked up 2 bottles of wine for her and a couple of friends we were going to chat to tomorrow. I picked up 5 bottles of beer for myself, a bottle of whiskey, and I still don't have enough alcohol in the house to listen to Dum Dum do this bloody video.
No, that's a good one.
I do have to tell. I heard an interesting stat about McDonald's in the continental U.S. You no more than 104 miles from the McDonald's, no matter where you are.
Wow.
That's kind of a scary number.
I don't know whether to be impressed or upset by that number.
Shocked.
Yeah.
Shocked is the right word. Shocked is the right word. All right. Should we let Tom keep going?
Yes.
That sounded like the pause from hell. Here we go.
You are slowly going towards that sun at the distance. But there is one big problem with this concept. And can you see what it is?
No.
It's the fucking ocean right in front of you.
What the hell?
If you are standing on this beach, the earth is turning towards the sun, and all that water should flow with the rotation.
Oh my god.
Holy shit. Okay, I want to step in here. I want to step in here because that's actually right. Right? It does. We can measure it, you dickhead. We can measure water height on the western side of ocean basins as opposed to on the eastern side of ocean basins. Yes. And we do. And we can work out the amount of pressure that the ocean water is putting against the western side of the oceans and its effect on Earth's rate of rotation, you ignorant fucktard. You know,
pressure without a container?
So it is just, you know, you take something that could be an intelligent question and you instantly turn it into just the most retarded nonsense imaginable. You don't even think to fucking look it up and see what the answer might be. You just make up shit about the water will be flying over to the west. You half-wit.
Welcome to the Shills Dictionary Service. That, people, was exasperation.
Wow, absolutely.
But Tony, how do you really feel?
Quit beating around the bush.
I am moderately annoyed. Perhaps I've gone slightly. Perhaps I've gone slightly beyond exasperated. I think.
I just typed in our private green room chat in the back where we kind of, do our thing and whatever. I just said, holy fuck, we're going to kill poor Tony, guys.
I think Multi-Tom should be the next poster child for Arrested Development.
All right. We got a couple hands up here. Cheesemondo, what's going on, man?
I thought for a few seconds there he was going to say that when the sun sets, all of that water is going to put the sun out.
That would have been about as valid an argument.
That's fair. Colon.
Oh, I'm getting into my jut mode now. You absolute fucking globe-denying piece of shit bag. What the hell is that fucking sun doing going over that fucking horizon? You moron. Dum-dum, get a fucking grip. Oh, jeez. I really seriously cannot understand where you don't get this, right? We're on a globe. It's a oblate spheroid. It's going around the sun. The sun goes over the horizon. It comes up on the other bloody side. Wake up in the morning, smell some bloody coffee, and I need more alcohol.
I'm believing that alcohol ending.
Aimee, go ahead, Aimee.
Yes, sure. I just wanted to say that the oceans are not flat. Differing tide times, if you ever look at a tide table, like say for a certain area, that proves it right there, that high tide is at different times. Plus tides also just in and of themselves show you that it's not flat. The water is not completely flat. So I just wanted to say that.
Well, yeah, that's something like, honestly, Tom, let me ask you this two-part question. Tom. So water's flat, right? You say water's flat? Okay. Do tides exist? Because if tides exist, water is not flat. Ever.
Ever. There's never flat water. It's impossible.
I have a two-part question for him. Who is your daddy and what does he do?
While I'm waiting on the stupid answer. Oh, sorry, go ahead, Tony.
So that people can Google this, people and multi-tom-tom, because he isn't a person. The phrase you're looking for is boundary currents, western boundary currents inside ocean basins. Go and look them up. They're studied. They're measured. They're assessed. They're quantified. We know all about them. And, you come up with this physical phenomenon should exist. And rather than checking whether or not it does, you just assume it doesn't and that nobody's ever thought of this before. You're an idiot. You're a delusional fool wasting his existence on this planet, chasing fairy tales. For fuck's sake, grow up.
And seriously, even his response to my tides thing. Tides move on a flat, level Earth. Okay, tides mean the water is higher in one place than another. That's not flat, you idiot.
Okay, and what? And why do tides work? They work through the force of gravity. Right? So if you're one of those idiotic flat earthers who's against the existence of gravity, what causes tides? Why do they coincide exactly with what we predict using gravitational models? Why do solid earth tides coincide exactly with what we predict from gravitational models? And why do atmospheric tides? You've got no understanding, because rather than actually engage with, yes, gravity, multi-tom-tom, we proved that gravity existed 20 minutes ago in the discussion about gravimeters, and all you're doing is laughing nonsensically. Anyway,
and saying bullshit like tides move laterally. No, they raise the sea level. You don't do that laterally. You don't know anything. You're a moron. Mike Bertelson, distract me, please.
Oh, dear God. He's going on, about the sun and setting. But the one thing he hasn't and is not going to address, we know that he's not going to talk about this, is that the angular size of the sun, when it's setting, is the same as when it's directly overhead as when it's rising. You can't have that on a flat Earth. And until you can explain that, you have no idea. You have no discussion. Until you can explain that one concept about sunrises and sunset, you've got nowhere to go with this discussion. And tides, yes. If you're going to say tides move, what moves it? What moves the water? What causes it to rise over here and go down over there on a flat Earth?
What moves the ocean? What causes solid Earth tides?
There has to be a force involved. What is it?
It's actually me. I just get bored at night.
Aimee, I think we're down another super chat, aren't we?
Yes, we are. Please.
Can you please say something in the chat? Why are you sending super chats? Why you always send super chats?
Just read them.
Do it right now.
They love us, and
Digital
we love them.
demonic
Because I love you. Oh, now be polite.
Can I say what?
We think you are. We
Digital
think you are.
demonic Davros.
Yeah, we think you're awesome. That's fine. Now,
Digital demonic. I said digital demonic Davros first. Stop talking.
No.
Digital
Go.
demonic Davros frustrated to Dyson. Get your toys and bring them back to carpet.
Then say you're sorry for hating.
I'm sorry for saying that. I hate you.
I don't mean it.
I don't mean
it. We think you're awesome, and we love hearing from you, Matt. That's why people send super chats.
That's exactly right.
We love that.
Especially after your
Send one more,
performance on your.
Then you delete your account.
No, but Matt, we were all very impressed with your performance last night at the end of Pub Chat, where you on your own with no supervision at all were a complete professional. You were amazing, buddy.
You were.
Absolutely.
Matt makes super chats fun.
Yeah.
And now we know he only acts up when mom's around, right?
Oh yeah. That's the. But that's
We know
actually
the-
a good thing. I guess it's what we want.
Yep.
We know who the bad influence is now.
Yeah.
Colon, go ahead, man.
Yeah, as I said in chat, Matt, I'm sorry for swearing earlier, but some people sometimes drive you nuts. But on second side to this, I think I've just worked it out. There's a flat Earth offensive going on, and they're trying to drive us mad. Yeah, PhD Tony's getting a little bit triggered tonight. I'm getting a bit triggered tonight. Mike's getting triggered tonight. Yeah,
I am.
My blood pressure is
drunk.
quite high at the moment. We need more alcohol.
Yep.
When you get to my age, you learn to be a bit more measured.
Yeah. But we can still hear how you're holding it back, and you really want to go there, Professor.
You bet.
That was actually the point where I checked out one of Phil Bell's videos, and in it he's just going, yeah, you would think that having squandered their educational opportunities, these people might choose to educate themselves at this stage in their lives. And I'm going, I'm not the only one. I'm not the only academic that feels like that. So you reassured me greatly, Phil. Yeah.
I did want to give him a bit of a spanking because, I mean, there's a lot of truth in that.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. Well, you said it. So.
And Tom, that's because you're delving into the world of slander now. Don't do that.
Yeah, because he actually is, and you can't just be throwing that around. The man stepped up, he did the work, did everything required of him, and earned the respect and the position. We won't have that. No.
Having accomplished absolutely nothing of note in your life, Tom, you are in no position to criticize like that. Aimee, please go ahead.
Yes, please. We got a super chat, please.
NANA.
Stop. Sorry. I need to switch it, huh?
Yes, NANA for $2. I refuse to send super chats, but I'm about to keep eating. Please stop donating. Stop donating. Yeah.
Please. Thank you, everybody.
All right. So, sounds to me like we play a little more. The gong is close. If everybody would take pity on us, we'd be done this. So, just saying. just saying.
You're pleading is what you're doing.
Yeah. Here we go.
Oh, seriously, I'm not stupid. Water within our atmosphere has certain qualities, and nobody can debunk it or deny it. If you hold a glass of water in your hand and tip it, the water will flow out of the glass.
Well, thank
no
you,
ifs
Dr.
or
Obvious.
buts. No matter water where the water is contained within the earth.
That's that
There we
fellow,
go.
babies.
Moron.
Fuck this rude moron who can't figure out grade school geometry and yet is going to educate us about the universe.
Oh, man. Dude, you gotta stop eating the Play-Doh.
Cool. Really quickly, I'm just going to play a soundbite here.
I am just an idiot on the internet.
Yeah,
Did that come
there you
through?
go.
Yeah.
It did come through.
Oh, we're gonna use that.
Thank you
Thank you
so much.
Thank you, Captain Obvious.
That was so good.
Mike Bertelson, what's going on?
You know, I almost forgot. I did. I forgot where I was going. Damn.
Dick, you're muted. I can hear you downstairs.
Oh shit! Yeah, he's so overwhelmed. He just literally put his head through 2 different monitors, and he's in the back room looking for a third right now. Give him a break.
Ugly German Truce. I didn't tech shame Colon. He put something in the chat and asked Dick to play it, and I got to it first. If anything, I tech shamed Dick.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I wasn't even paying attention. I'm on the controls tonight, so I'm kind of a little bit busy now and then.
Wow.
Yeah. So does anybody even need a round table on that, or should we just continue talking to Multi on the side and continue with the next video?
Yeah, no,
I think-
no round table needed, man. The stupid speaks for itself.
Yeah. and he's still got another few minutes before he comes out of timeout to start ranting and raving back at us. In the meantime, Aimee, I think we have another super chat.
Yes, we do, please. From NANA for $2 says Tom Tom is very stupid.
That's very true.
Oh, wow.
That's true. Yeah. And Matt in the chat said to him, "Stop sending mean things. Send nice things instead." So
That's cool.
he's a oh, here he comes.
Please stop donating after the super chat.
Well, honey, I wrote it for you because I wanted you to finish eating.
NANA for $2 said Tom Tom is very $ stupid. Send one more super chat and you're blocked.
Oh no!
I'm not joking. It is real for this one.
Yeah. No, we love NANA. He's amazing.
We do. He's awesome.
Matt's in a mood tonight there, Amy. Wow.
I know. Ouch.
He and I, we're both on edge. This has gone far enough. We need to start, beating back the stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What's next on the stupid shit?
Well, I'm so not glad that you asked. We have here, you know what? It's better if I go over to because then I can see the thumbnails, right? That's what I need, isn't it? Here we go. All right. So we've got one, Flat Earth Why, and that's all it says. I don't really know what to say. It's by a guy named True Davis. We've got Rachi or Rachi 00000. Things disappear on a flat Earth, and it's proof. And it's one of those videos where they show shit on the floor and their floor isn't flat.
We need to see that one because this is a teaching moment for Flirth, by the way.
Yeah. Well, it's not a bad. Okay, should we go with that one then? It's even a short video,
Yeah.
I'd say go with that. I'm intrigued by it, and I'm always intrigued by these ones because I used to do flooring installations. So the claim that floors are level is fucking hilarious to me.
Yes.
All right. Okay.
Even in
Well,
new
I think
construction they're not level.
no. Oh, that's ridiculous.
Yep.
Can we just grab the super chat before we start?
Take it away.
NANA for $2 said, I dare you. You're blocked.
That was
Love
great.
Oh, thanks, NANA. Awesome. That was a good one. That was good. So, okay, well, you fuckers asked for it. Here we go. Settle in, dig deep, and get ready to say, holy fuck!
People say things will not disappear on a flat Earth, that it will not drop below the horizon. Let's see.
Pause. Okay, there we go. I had to get a better look at it. It's not hardwood. It's like a laminate flooring that she has there.
Yes.
Yeah, that floor, if you were to like look at it at a large scale, is going to be sagged towards the middle.
Oh wait, it gets better.
That's all I had to say is like immediately I can tell that's a floor that's not level. It'd be worse if it was hardwood. If you've ever seen a board of hardwood before it's installed, it's so far from straight.
Yes, you have to pull it into straight sometimes.
Yeah,
just to get it installed.
Oh yeah, you have to push down the curve of it into the floor and then lock it into place. All right, let's let her keep going.
Oh, geez, she's doing a CC.
Yes.
Oh yeah, this is great. Yeah, fucking brilliant.
Gone.
Gone. Pause.
Increasing elevation.
And there it is. See, this is the point where she should also be telling us and should have measured. You could do this actually fairly easily between where the camera is and where those coins are. What is the floor? A simple little laser line level she could have measured it all along. And this, if you're going to do experiments, you've got to cover all of these confounding variables for your result. So flat earthers, if you're going to do these kind of demonstrations and experiments, you have to cover all your bases. The one she forgot is she never talked about her floor. Is it flat and is it level? And it's a floor. Guarantee you it's not flat or level. My father was a floor mechanic. I know how this works. You know, that is not that her problem. The reason it disappeared is because her floor is not flat. Who was it? Ranty? How far away was he from that little stuffed animal on that outdoor track?
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, about 10 times longer than
yards.
this. Yeah, it's about 10 times longer than this at least. And his little stuffed animal did not start to disappear from the bottom up.
No.
So if you're going to go out and do this kind of experiment, you have to take that shit into account.
Exactly. And this is the kind of thing that anybody can figure out for themselves simply just by walking across the floor.
Yes.
You'll feel it.
If you're going to have any credibility in any of your videos, you've got to cut off these kind of questions ahead of time. Because you know somebody's going to say something. You know somebody's going to ask. Somebody's going to come back at you and say, well, that's bullshit. And you got to figure out why they're going to tell you it's bullshit. And I'm sure most of you can't figure out why they would tell you that, but you're supposed to be doing that.
Yeah, absolutely. Aimee, I think we have another super chat.
We do have another super chat. Thank you. We've got B-Ball for Life for $5. Here it goes.
B-Ball for Life, I'm blocking you.
Now. It'd be nice to repeat the super chat, honey.
B-Ball for Life for $5 set. Have you guys seen my news video?
He makes great videos.
Yes. But I'm gonna keep eating. Please stop donating.
No.
Matt,
One of you guys donate, I'm removing it.
Yeah, well, Matt,
I have a question. Oh, do you think you might be able to eat faster if you complained less?
Ooh.
I'm blocking him unless you B-Ball for Life. I'm blocking you unless you change your name into B-Ballless for Life.
No.
I want to see that. I want to see that name.
Oh dear Lord. Why don't you let Mom read them while you
This is how to spell it. B-A-L-L-A-S for Life.
Okay, yeah. Go eat your dinner, honey.
Thank you, Matthew.
Thank you very much.
Chris Durham is right. If it looks flat, it must be. That's the tack they always take.
Yeah.
Yep.
Can I just ask how old this video is? This video that we're watching, the Rochi video.
Good question.
Because I have spoken with Rochi, and she has started conversations. There's an ongoing discussion about whether or not she is simply a Poe, and there are people on both sides. I've never seen anything in my interactions with her to suggest that she's a Poe, but she conversely, she doesn't seem as good at learning as a genuinely intellectual, curious person might be. So I'm
Tony. To answer your question, this is from October. This is from like last week.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So yeah, then it's that's very disappointing because she has been asking questions and she did seem sort of reasonable, it's one of the fallacies that I think flat earthers rely on is the implicit assumption that they are all as good as everyone else at designing some sort of experiment. And as has already been pointed out, this experiment doesn't prove what she thinks it proves. Because it's badly designed, it's badly executed. She hasn't considered any of the error mechanisms that might infiltrate it, and she hasn't done any she hasn't applied any rigor to it all. So
right.
It's a it's like multi-tom-tom. They try to be intellectual, they try to be scientific, and they fall flat on their ass because they've got no idea what the hell they're talking about or how to do even basic scientific investigation.
Mm-hmm.
Their understanding of anything has never gone beyond a toddler level.
Yeah.
Tom, I call Poe. I call Poe with that fucking comment. You're bullshit. You're not real. Does everyone see that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
FE will engulf the globe. You're fake.
Well,
You're not real. Nobody's that stupid.
Well, I think he's stupid and drunk. That's what I think. He was talking about drinking whiskey, and I can see why, if you're going to be exposed to this toxic stupidity, you do want to have whiskey on hand. But he's not even attempting to engage in conversation. He's just dropping 2 or 3 word declarative sentences with no argumentation behind them. He's just trolling at this point.
Yeah.
So I think he's just. I think he's just drunk and stupid.
Yeah, but I mean, at this point, behavior-wise, he might as well be a Poe, as far as I'm concerned. Colon, go ahead, sir.
Yeah, earlier on today, we had our Mega Mirror with Steamy Coveries and PhD Tony, and Rachie was in the chat, and she got a chance to actually talk to the likes of Clive Wells and to Professor Phil Bell out there. And she was getting all kinds of good information passed to her. Yeah, this just doesn't bode well. That I just think that there is a lot of cognitive dissonance and just not wanting to understand or not willing to listen to what people are actually trying to give her good advice for. Right, it's just so annoying that it happens that way. And the same with multi-tom-tom. I think his train tracks are starting to fall off, or his wheels are falling off his train tracks.
At least part of the motivation for some flat earthers is attention gathering, right? I mean, if multi-tom-tom had friends, he could be out there talking with them, hanging out with them, doing stuff with them, as rather than hanging out with us. But he doesn't seem to have friends.
Yeah. But Tony, if my aunt had balls, she'd be my uncle,
Mike Bertelson.
Such an excellent philosophical point, Dick.
Mike Bertelson, go ahead, man.
Two things. Like, first, I guess to be fair, even though this video is from a week ago, if she's engaging now, this video may have been shot a few weeks before that, before she actually posted it. So,
but she has been around for months.
Yeah, and if she is engaging, like today on the Mega Mirror, then maybe she is beginning to see something, something out there that might lead her to the truth, lead her to reality. And the other point I wanted to make is, Dead Kennedy might be right. I mean, Tom put out a video, I don't know, a week or so ago. It was on Simon and Dan talked about it, and it was also one of his Flat Earth fails. He took a shot of video of a small pond.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a little itty bitty pond, and claimed that proved beyond a shadow of a doubt that the Earth is flat.
Well, I think he claimed that, but occasionally what he was saying was interrupted by because he doesn't know to point the camera away from the fucking wind.
Yes, there's that. But that kind of video, a little itty bitty pond proving that the entire planet is flat, it kind of screams Poe too.
Yeah,
it really does. Like that, there's a great video game out there called Astroneer, where the planets are so tiny that you can see the curve from the ground. That's the only world where that makes sense. Otherwise, like you know that you should not see the curve from the ground. You know this. At this point, it's willful denial to say I should be able to see the curve of the Earth, knowing how big it is.
And that curvature too on water, like even for a backyard swimming pool, is a calculable value. It's not measurable, but it is calculable.
Be a lot of zeros.
Yes.
But at the end of those zeros will be a positive number.
Yeah. Tony.
So Multi-Tom just posted planets are not planets. Okay.
So what are they, Multi?
Well, how can a planet not be a planet? All right. By definition, a planet must be a planet. It can't be anything else because you just said it was a planet. If a planet is not a planet, logically it wasn't a planet, and you can't describe it as a planet. It's stupid.
Wandering stars, because he's going for the translation of the word planet being wanderer. So Multi-Tom, here's my question to you then. If they're wandering stars, why do some of them have specific belts of color that we can pretty much confirm makes it a gas giant? And why does it have smaller lights orbiting around it at a predictable rate that we use gravity to calculate? Why does one of them have a ring? Why does one of them move backwards during a certain time of the year? You have many questions to answer about the things in the sky. What are nebulae? What the fuck are nebulae, Tom?
4 of them have rings. And it's that we can also determine their surface temperature and their atmospheric composition from Earth with sufficiently detailed spectroscopic investigation. We can see the moons rotating, or we can see the moons orbiting the
really quickly. I'm so sorry to interrupt you, Tony, but guys, I know more of them have rings. I'm talking about the one that you can see very obviously from the ground with a telescope.
Okay. Yes. Fair enough. All right. Sorry.
Just a lot of people giving me shit about that. Also, Ugly German Truce, you left out Jupiter. It has rings too. So there.
Damn it.
May I ask a question?
Yes.
All right. So my question is, if the sun on the flat Earth is heading away from you, and then just disappears because it's far away, why is it that you can see the stars in the same direction?
Yeah. That's a good question. Why can we measure with radar the distance to the sun? Why can we measure with radar the distance to Venus? Once we know the distance to Venus, we can calculate the distance to the sun, and we get a figure that is in close agreement with what we get from the radar measurements. So how does that work?
Multi Tom Tom says they just look like rings, but they're not rings. And you accuse us of having too many coincidences?
Wow. And if you really want to blow a flat earther's head, make it explode, it's not really a heliocentric model. It's a barycentric model. The center of gravity of our Earth, of our solar system, I mean, sorry about that, is not the center of the sun. So the sun even rotates around a center point.
Right.
And
But this isn't the center. Our sun isn't the center of the universe, right? I mean,
right. And it isn't even the center of our solar system.
No.
You can't explain anything, Tom. You couldn't explain grade school geometry. Honestly, I want to know how you're going to get over this. I don't care about anything you have to say because you don't know the internal angles of an equilateral triangle. That's basic math. That's something they teach fucking 12-year-olds. And you can't figure it out. How do you put your shoes on, dude?
Using the physics we have, we can achieve all sorts of remarkable things. We can build enormously intricate structures where so large, over such a large length scale that we have to take the curvature of the Earth into account. We can put vessels with people in them into orbit. We can we can collide two rapidly moving objects with extraordinary precision. The sheer number of technical achievements humanity has been able to obtain through the use of science and physics and its equations is enormous. You can barely type and you have no friends. You're here drunk, being publicly humiliated on a stream. Is this a good life choice, do you think? Do you think perhaps you could make yourself happier by doing something else?
Oh, dear God, that's hilarious.
And just really quickly, we've had an addition to the panel here. I'd like to welcome for the umpteenth time, I don't know, Bob the Science Guy. How are you today, sir?
Not too bad, Kevin. How are you doing today? My back's doing a lot
excellent.
better, and I'm not dying on the show.
Oh, that's a good thing to hear. I was going to ask how you doing and how you healed up, Doctor.
Well, not quite there yet, but I didn't have to take any medicine at all today, even Motrin, so I think that's an improvement.
Nice.
Nice.
And I actually put a video out today on Common
I saw that.
Excellent.
Yeah, it's really, really good video, too. It was great.
Nice to hear your voice, Bob.
Hiya, Phil. It's great hearing from you again, too. I missed you.
This might be a panel that the Flurfs would literally just run and hide from. The qualifications and knowledge on this show right now is unbelievable.
Does that mean we're all wicked smart?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
That's the Canadian 5 beer into the night way of saying, what a group of smart people.
Or if you're from certain parts of the United States, that would be wicked smart.
Wicked smart. Pack a nut, have a beer, and chatter.
Oh, that was good. That's a man who's been to Boston.
Where my daughter lives, yeah.
Yeah. So what do you guys think? Should we indoctrinate Bob with a little of our flat Earth?
Okay, well, here's the thing, though.
You didn't watch my video today, did you?
I did. That's why I said
I was talking about my bullshit meter reaching red line.
Yeah.
That's why I quit doing videos for a while, because I was just growing fangs.
You should have heard PhD Tony earlier. He literally blew a gasket, Bob. It was amazing.
But really quickly, if we're gonna go back to videos, can we do a different video? Because fuck this one.
Yes.
Because we've effectively ripped it to shreds.
Well, it looks
we've got
like
someone who
it's for a gun.
Well, if you're doing flat Earth videos, I'm getting beer. I'll be back in a minute.
Well, I'm glad to be rid of that. Just you know what? Here's what I have to say about that video and that kind of test from a professional standpoint, because I do have experience in installing floors. I've worked on and off in that for probably 15 years. And here's what I have to say. We have a level, right? We have a spirit level that we use in basically one situation when making sure that wall tiles are perfectly straight.
Yeah.
Other than that, we don't give a shit how level the floor is. It's never level.
What it has to do is match the four corners. Just fit. Right?
Yeah.
Especially like think about it this way, something like carpet, that's entirely dependent on the subfloor. And the subfloor is never level because it's just installed to keep shit up.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to cut anyone off.
No, but that's damn good points. Damn good points. Does anybody want to sound off on that before we start picking a video? Now is the time.
Yeah. So Multi-Tom ought to learn something from this video. In the floor, as Dead Kennedy pointed out, isn't flat, and she didn't account for that. So if you're going to do an experiment, you're going to do a demonstration, you should have learned something from this video that you need to take that kind of shit into account.
He's physically.
There's your flat Earth learning moment of the evening.
Good call. Good call. Anybody else want to take a turn? I think PhD Tony must have something.
Well, again, just reiterating, in order to design an experiment or an intellectual model, you have to know, how to construct an experiment properly to remove any sources of contamination or error, like, for instance, the fact that the surface of the floor isn't flat. But B, you also have to have an expectation of what your result is going to be. You need to know how large it is. Multi-Tom is constantly throwing up these physical effects and saying this should occur. The answer to which is, yeah, it does. It's just nowhere near as big as you think because you're an idiot who doesn't do any mathematics. And this is why equations and why physics has equations in it is so that we can determine whether or not the observations fit with the theory, and that's how we know that our theory is valid. So that's the other side of experimentation, and the whole like bloody level Earth observer saying if mass attracted mass, my crane would fall over as I was putting stuff on a building. Really? Have you run the numbers on that level Earth observer? No, of course you haven't, because you're an idiot.
That just reminds me of Pratt and the fucking water and gravity and the barbecue and the bendy tube. Never mind the Earth, but the gravity of the barbecue should hold the water. Oh, God.
Well, that's my whole big thing about people pouring water over objects and saying it doesn't stick, it rolls onto the ground. If you thought about it, if you just put a tiny bit of thought into that demonstration, you'd realize that one of two things is true. Either that gravity exists or it doesn't. So if it doesn't exist, you pour water over the object, whatever magic makes shit fall is going to make that water roll onto the ground. Well, if gravity exists and you pour water into that object, well, the gravity of the Earth is going to make the water roll onto the ground. So your stupid little demonstration does absolutely nothing to provide evidence for either a globe or a flat Earth. It's just a fucking red herring that doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Think about it.
I had the ultimate today in my comments. I had a flat earther telling me that gravity is different at 50,000 feet than it is on the ground. I mean, there's almost no gravity up there because it's so high.
Almost.
No, that's
that. I had to actually sit down and calm myself for a few minutes with that.
That's a pretty amazing statement.
It is a pretty amazing.
I asked him if he did the math, and then I threw him off the channel.
Yeah, that is exactly the right response, Bob. I want to applaud Bob right there. That is exactly the right response. There's no benefit to getting into that discussion. Just tell him he's wrong, explain it, and then kick him off.
Yeah. See you later.
And just really quickly, again, Tom, I timed you out because no homophobia. That's not cool.
Yeah, we don't play that. That's hate speech.
Yeah, fuck that shit.
How can I want to ask the panel a question. Like, you know, sort of. I lived in the US for 5 years, and one of the first things that happened when I got there was a US general saying, of course we should allow gay people into the army. Imagine that the greatest strategic genius in the history of humankind is gay. Are you saying you don't want them on our side because of that? It's ludicrous. It's ridiculous. It undermines everything. And the same is true regardless of any field of human endeavor. Your sexuality is your own business. It doesn't impact anybody else. Multi-tom-tom, get a grip. You know, what other people do in their bedroom is in no way, as long as it's between consenting adults, why the hell do I care?
That's a very British way of approaching it. I have a slightly more American way of approaching it.
Right.
If you have a concealed pistol license, I really don't care what you're carrying. Just don't whip it out and show it to me.
You know, it's funny because Tony mentioned how your sexuality has no bearing on anything. There's a really wonderful video game out there, a little small game called Rogue Legacy, where you just storm a castle over and over, and every time your character dies, you come back as one of your own heirs. And they all have randomly generated features, heights and weights and different disorders. Some of them have dyslexia, so they can't read the signs properly in the game. And one of the random traits that you can have is gay. Guess what it affects? Nothing. It's a wonderful little like kind of nod of truth in a video game.
Yeah, you know what? Somebody's behaviors when they're on their own time has as much to do with their intellect as their ability to drive a car while eating oranges. Fuck.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, and it really it sort of Tom. From memory, I've only seen a couple of his videos. He seems to have a religious bent, right? And like a lot of the religious flat earthers, his religion seems to consist of reasons to hate people. And that's the opposite of what Christianity, I thought, was about. And I was a Christian for, 3+ decades. So I'm a bit confused as to how they read the message of Christ and then say, well, that seems like a really good excuse to go around casting slurs and insults at people on a daily basis.
And that's bullshit, because I know quite a few people of faith, and I don't know one personally who believes any of this bullshit. Faith can lead you to a really good path in life. It doesn't make you a moron.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, if we're gonna argue because if Multi-Tom is religious, I believe he is. Just really quickly, Tom, John 13:34 from the New International Version. A new command I give you: love one another, as I have loved you, so you must love one another. That's the words of Christ. I want you to think about that.
Love one another right now.
I want to say that the tale of the parable of the Good Samaritan, for instance, is all about how people of other races and other faiths, because a Samaritan, from the Jewish perspective, was actually a heretic. They were racially distinct, basically, in modern parlance, it would be like the hero of the story being an African American Muslim. That's who the Good Samaritan was, if you're going to put it in modern terms, because the central message of that is that it doesn't matter whether or not you go to church. It doesn't matter what the details of your religious beliefs are. Just be nice to other people.
Yes. See, and again, Tom, you came right back and you fucked up again. I'm not gay. That's not why I said don't do that. I'm saying don't be a dickhead. Why is this so hard for you to comprehend? Don't be an asshole. Respect people. Love one another like Jesus said.
Yeah. Multi, you've got to remember that we throw a lot of fucking schlag around on this show. You know, we really hit the flat earthers and the other pseudoscience people hard. And we welcome you in our chat to hit us back just as hard. Fair is fair, man. No problem. But you got to play cool. You can't be picking on people for who they are. You can pick on people for what they say. There's a fucking difference, dude. Come on. You got to play nice, man.
And, I'm being asked by Phil Bell how many kisses did it take to get a spanner. You got to go straight. You got to go straight for the oral sex, Phil. I'm afraid because
speaking of which, I just really got off, and he got his spanner.
Complete coincidence. Those two events occurred independent of one another.
All right. Okay. I think I'm not sure who any longer is in charge of distributing spanners.
Well, Mippet, my pet 69 is pretty much in charge, but every now and then, if one of us is in YouTube Studio, we can play too. But we'll get in trouble eventually, and she will kick our asses. But that's how it is, man.
I do want to say that if I want to say this out loud because I think I've messed this up before. Mippet was interested in asking Jessica if she wanted to be a moderator, and so if Jessica does want to be a moderator, she can now in the stream say hello to Mippet, and Mippet can sort it all out. Thank you, Mippet. Thank you, Jessica G. Good on you, Phil.
Dick, you're muted again.
Oh, for the love of God! I can't. My little button failed again, right? So I'm going to fix it in the background as I'm talking. But I am really, really hoping in the very near future we'll be having a conversation with Professor Bell, and we'll adjust his permissions so he can have access to the show links all the time and join us whenever he likes.
That would be.
I just have to say that's. My new favorite part of the show is hearing you speak from downstairs, but not through my headphones.
But Professor, we're gonna get our hooks into you. You're gonna be on the show, buddy.
Well, what are we doing now, folks? Are we going to another video?
Yeah, let's go to another video.
We got time for one more, hey?
But tell me real quick, how's my audio coming across? This is a completely new setup for me. Is the audio okay?
You sound a little bit far from the mic.
Yeah.
Just a tad.
I
would say 3.
Yeah. How about now?
Getting better now. I'm hearing a bit of the room, so it sounds like the mic is a little bit high in gain, and you should be a bit closer to it. Kills the room. All good.
Well, I got a fire going.
Oh, cool.
Oh yeah, I got like the setup that you guys all have backgrounds for here. I actually have that setup. I got the fire.
I love it. I love it.
Got the deer head on the wall, the whole 9 yards.
Awesome. Oh, cool. You're coming through a lot better now, Dr. Bob. That's awesome. That's awesome.
All right.
So
I moved it a few inches closer. Thanks.
Yeah, that's way cleaner. I think it's time to choose a video.
What's left on the stupid chit?
Well, we've got a YouTube channel called Sean Universe, but I think he's doing it as Scene, the way Americans will mispronounce British spelling of Sean. Our whole existence has been a lie. Big words. Right? And we have Alexander 300, Flat Earth Universe, a short documentary film.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. And then we have this other twit, True Davis, Flat Earth. Why? And
it's actually a good question.
Yeah. I'm not sure if he's a flurf. What the hell? Colin brings up a good point. Colin brings up a good point. We do have to bring up Daniel Pratt's madness and how he's attacking a couple of people in the community.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
We do have to discuss that. I do want to say, just in passing, that the mental image that came into my mind just then was of Dick Dawson dressed up in a tuxedo with a silver tray, offering us small bowls of various dog shit. Like,
oh man, like the just like the bowl full of keys at a motorhome camper party.
Oh dear God.
Well, in that case, let's see. Do we want someone to choose this one, or are we going to go democratic with it? What's going on?
I think it should be Pratt. I think we should give it to Dr. Bob okay, let's do the Pratt.
Yeah.
Should we do the Pratt thing?
Yes.
Yeah, let's do the Pratt thing.
Okay, so who would like to start on this? I could sound off real quick.
I'll do a quick little thing because I want to introduce a word that we can use to keep ourselves from getting in trouble here. Pratt has gone on a bit of a rampage against Irish Demon and a couple other creators, like Team and FTFE is who he's been talking about. And his main point has been, come and fight me, or I'll come and fight you, because you're all globe-worshipping P-files. Yes. And he keeps using that P word, because anyone who believes in a globe obviously supports something like that. And it's getting real inappropriate and real out of hand real fast.
I can't believe his channel is still up, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's just it. They keep deleting his channels, and he keeps coming back like a freaking cockroach.
True.
Yeah.
I had to hit the gong because I put his image on screen, right?
And that,
that's a good picture.
All right, I poured another beer, so let's do it.
We need him.
But Mike, I think it was Mike who said it. Brings up a good point, and Rajkul brought this up on Twitter that YouTube really needs an option to report ban evasion. There needs to be an option to say this person is here because their other account got suspended, and it would be very easy, especially when you're so stupid as to use the same name over and over.
Well, yeah, I mean just log his friggin' IP and just block him from starting a new channel, period.
Yeah.
Well, if he's using a VPN, I don't know that would work.
But does Pratt seem smart enough to use the VPN?
Well, I don't think he could spell VPN, but that's beside the point.
I don't think Pratt's smart enough to use a flush toilet.
Yeah, but he keeps using the same name, so it's not like, it's not like he's trying to hide what he's doing, and yet he just keeps making channel after channel after channel. And what he's done, he's had put out like 4 videos in the space of a day where he just railed on
Irish
Demon and FTFE, and he actually told anybody that lives in Ireland should find him and and physically attack him. Yeah, and that should not be allowed, and it's been reported over and over again. I know quite a few people have reported it, yet his channel's still up and still running.
And really quickly, correct me if I'm wrong, but Pratt was too stupid to look into this. Irish Demon doesn't live in Ireland, does he?
No, he does not. That may be for where he's from, but that is not where he's living right now.
No, not that excuses what Pratt's done. I'm just saying he was too stupid to actually get the right location.
Right. But then did give his own location away, and Irish Demon and other people have called the local police, and they are looking into this.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's something that should be done. Like, because he was stupid enough to say, "I'm in Olympia, Washington. Come get me." And dude, it's real easy to Google the non-emergency number of the Olympia, Washington police department.
Well, he's doxed himself before on previous incarnations of his channel, if I recall correctly. So it's not like this is new news. And plus, he was saying that if he ever got face to face with Team Skeptic, that he would break his jaw. It's like I could just see him pulling his hoodie up and running the other way. And so we know that that's not going to happen.
All right, guys, I don't know if you're watching the chat, but I think a very significant development has occurred there.
Oh?
Jessica has challenged Pratt to a fight at her gym. I want to sell tickets to watch Pratt get his ass kicked by a girl.
Yes.
I would
I
will in my life.
I will crowdfund his ticket to Cali.
I don't care where she is. I'll donate $100 to get him there.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
He's
I
going
want
back
to
to
see her
Cali.
kick his ass.
Yeah, this has to happen.
It'll be right
do
to
you
hand
guys-
all over again.
I was gonna say, do you guys remember what happened the last time a flat earther said they could beat up a woman?
Yes.
Yeah, he got beat twice.
I took his image off the set because if I have to see it for 1 minute longer, I'm going to have to pay for a new screen.
That was a rather good picture you chose for this too. It was
Thank Colin.
Good.
Thank Colin.
Thank you, Colin.
Just as a quick aside, I've never been more flattered by the persistent comparisons of my physical appearance with his, but that's.
I'm making a list of everybody who says it, and I will kill them with my bare hands.
Well, I'm declaring myself as Jessica's agent, and tickets will be available care of Dr. Bob at Bob the Science Guy, and she will, of course, get a cut of them.
Oh, of course.
I love it.
And really quickly, another thing about Pratt that's worth mentioning, something he did that I'm sure he did this on purpose, and it's very concerning. The thumbnail for the video that's specifically about Irish demons.
Yes.
He chose a screen cap of an axe with the word Otis written on it. Otis is the axe wielded by a religious serial killer in a film called Frailty who thinks he's killing demons.
Yeah, there's no no symbology
cat's
there.
name is Otis.
Wow.
And it's so I do want to say something. I think that Pratt is quite seriously mentally ill. Doesn't make him any less obnoxious. Doesn't make him any less reprehensible as a human being. Actually, I'm being very loose in my use of the term human being in that particular sentence. And I think that he's having a psychotic episode. I think that, this is what I was actually referring to earlier when I was saying that I note a sense of desperation on the flat earther side. It's painfully obvious that Nathan Oakley desperately wants Simon Dan or Professor Dave or Thunderfoot to pay attention to him and make videos about him so that he can sustain, his channel, which is obviously dying. And Pratt is similarly detecting sort of the signs of mortality morbidity is actually probably what I mean, in the flat Earth community, and he's trying to scare people off in the most effective way he knows how. But I will say that one of the disturbing things about it is that it's not just restricted to the Flurf side of the argument, right? There are people on our side who will decide that somebody is beyond the pale. They appoint themselves judge, jury, and executioner, and they will persecute people to the ends of the earth, regardless of the damage that it does, regardless of the real life impact that it has, and they consider themselves completely justified in doing this. So Daniel Pratt is one side of this argument. But as a community, we need to look at the members of our side of it and say, you ain't, when people are acting with the same sort of self-righteous fury as Pratt musters, hold them to account. Say, actually, pull your head in. You're not the judge, jury, and executioner. People can have disagreements on the internet without needing to be, jailed or driven to suicide or whatever noxious fate you're wishing on them. It's just leave one. If you don't get on with somebody else in the community, leave them alone.
Yeah, that's a huge one, Tony. Sorry to kill you, but we got 6 minutes to the after show. We better get around the fucking table.
Yes, I was gonna go to Aimee for a super chat because Digital Demonic Davros stole my idea. I was gonna tell Tony that you're only the law if you wear a helmet that obscures your eyes and say, "I am the law."
I am the law.
Sorry, Aimee, go ahead.
Oh,
Carl
lost
Urban.
Aimee?
Carl Urban was the best dread I could have imagined.
We can hear you now, Aimee.
There we go. Aimee's here.
Okay.
I can't see.
Oh, yeah.
Please, Mama.
There you go.
Digital Demonic Davros, frustrated to die, said, Flat Earth Aussie, Tony, I am the law. Are you a bot?
Yeah.
Digital Demonic Davros, stop sending super chats.
Hey.
He's
not a bot, he's dread.
You gotta send super chats, guys.
super chat, man. Try looking up Davros on Google. You'll get because you're right. He is a bot.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he's a fake human being all the way, and I for one do not welcome our fake human overlords.
Fake human overlord.
So yeah, we better get around the table because holy God, cheese is going to kill us.
All right. Well, for myself, Earth is round, multi-tom-tom is stupid, and that's about it. I'm going to do gaming stream soon. Kerbal Space Program. Get it. Let's see. Bob the Science Guy, what did you think of tonight?
Well, from what I saw, it was pretty cool.
Of course.
We got an after show coming up, Bob, and we might do some videos and stuff on. You going to stick around?
Ooh.
Yeah, I'll hang.
Cool.
Awesome. Speaking of, host of that after show, Cheesemondo, what did you think of tonight?
Oh man, that's a whole set of stupid right there. It's been good fun though. It's been good fun.
It has been. It's been lots of fun. Colon, what did you think of tonight?
Well, I've realised that my blood pressure can go up. Alcohol does help with face palm protection. It means I lose direction of my palm as I'm actually heading into my face. And Daniel Pratt, step off, dude. No, don't be such an asshole.
Well said. Well said. Mr. Dawson, what do you think of tonight?
Fuck nuggets or flat earthers, fuck nuggets or anti-vaxxers, and fuck nuggets or woo peddlers. Everybody, please don't be fuck nuggets. I'm out.
Mike Bertelson, what did you think of tonight?
Oh, tonight should be a learning experience for flat earthers. They should learn what not to do. So get out there, learn something because you're doing it all wrong.
Absolutely. Learn something for sure. PhD Tony, what do you think of tonight?
Well, for one, you guys need to calm down. There were points there where you guys were just absolutely off the fucking rails. And yeah, it was kind of sobering to be near you when you went off like that. So yeah, just rein it in future. If we ever meet, somebody has to get a kick in the nuts as a result of all of this. I'm hoping it's multi-tom-tom.
Oh boy,
life that would be a given.
Professor Phil Bell, thanks very much for joining us. What do you think of tonight?
Well, I certainly did enjoy Tony giving them a good spanking. Almost literally. And the other thing is, I just wanted to ask people who knew, because I often look at Washington State on the map, and I think that must be a beautiful part of the world. Would people who've been there agree with me?
It is, I think. I've never been there, but I think it is. It's just covered in forests. Like
Washington State is absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
But you need gills.
It does rain a lot, yes.
Gills do help. I spent 28 days in the field at Fort Lewis, Washington, and it rained for 24 of them. They have antbills 4 feet high there.
Wow.
Okay. Wow.
I have an interesting piece of trivia about Tacoma, Tacoma and Seattle. It is, as far as we can tell, the most tsunami-prone region on the face of the planet.
Sorry, guys, we got 1 minute.
Give me a couple reasons. What do you think of tonight?
A whole lot of stupid. If you're going to be willfully ignorant, that's up to you. Just go fuck off. The rest of us will progress and move on and leave you behind. Bye.
Well said. Aimee/Matt, what do you think of tonight?
It was something else. Don't forget, the after show is next.
Excellent. I think that's it, right, Dick?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're out of here. Let's say goodnight. Woo-hoo, good night.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Catch you on the flip.